Most AI coding tools work like advanced autocomplete. You ask a question, copy the generated code, and paste it into your editor. But an autonomous coding agent lives directly inside your terminal. You describe what you want, and it reads your files, writes the code, and executes the terminal commands to build it. In the next 6 minutes, we'll take a buggy prototype and use an agent, Claude Code, to turn it into a working application. To follow along, you'll need a code editor like VS Code, an active Anthropic account, and our cloned starter repository. When you offload the rote syntax and terminal commands to an agent, you can spend more of your time reviewing the logic of your application. Step 1 is getting the agent running. Open your terminal and paste the installation command provided in the official Anthropic documentation for your operating system. After the installation finishes, type Claude to initiate the OAuth sequence. This connects your local terminal directly to your Anthropic billing metant. Check your terminal output immediately after this step. You might see a warning stating that the agent is not in your system path. If that warning appears, copy the exact export command printed directly below it and run it. Otherwise, your terminal will return a command not found error every time you try to launch the agent. Setting up your environment correctly gives the agent the baseline permissions it needs to navigate your file system and execute background tasks on its own. Open the starter repository in VS Code, pull up the integrated terminal, and run the /init command. This generates a claude.md file. Think of this document as the agent's project memory, outlining your folder structure, libraries, and state management. By defining those rules up front, the agent is constrained to your patterns, blocking completely different state management libraries. Now, instead of looking up the specific npm scripts in the package.json file, just type run this app directly into the prompt. Notice how the agent pauses. It scanned the directory, realized the node modules are missing, and is asking for permission to run the install command before booting the server. Because the agent understands the local context of the folder, it solves prerequisite problems on the fly, rather than failing at the first hurdle. Open the local host link in your browser. Right away, you can see our expense tracker has a bug. The total income and balance calculations are wildly incorrect. Back in the terminal, tell the agent, in app.jsx, the total income and expense are not calculated correctly. Fix it. It converted string amounts into decimals at the render node, but the source data remains a string. To fix the root cause, not the symptom, give a follow-up prompt. In the transactions array, amount should be a number. Check the browser again. The source array is updated, the need for a temporary conversion is gone, and the summary math updates correctly. The agent writes the syntax quickly, but you are still responsible for evaluating the logic and ensuring the underlying data structures make sense. Let's build an entirely new feature. Press Shift and Tab in your terminal to toggle into Plan Mode. Plan Mode completely pauses the code execution. It forces the agent to draft a written, step-by-step implementation strategy for your review before modifying files. Type your prompt, add the ability to delete transactions, and include a confirmation dialog box. This branching map shows exactly where the agent will work. It adds the deletion function to app.jsx, passing it into the transaction list component. Zooming in, we verify our constraint. The plan inserts an if statement triggering the confirmation modal before deletion. The logic is sound. Select the terminal option to auto-accept edits and let the agent get to work. Within seconds, it opens the necessary files, writes the markup, injects the new state logic, and synchronizes the props across both components. Plan Mode lets you see how a single request ripples across multiple components, giving you a chance to verify the proposed changes before the agent starts writing code. Open the browser to test the implementation. Click the newly rendered Delete button next to an expense row. The confirmation dialog pops up exactly as requested. Click OK, and the row disappears, while the total balance recalibrates instantly. In minutes, we initiated a local environment, debugged a data error, and deployed a multi-component feature without writing a single line of raw syntax. As you continue working, every prompt and generated file fills up the agent's context window. This short-term memory dictates how well the AI performs and how many tokens you are billed for. To keep costs low and responses accurate, run the /compact command to summarize a long conversation, or the /clear command to completely wipe the memory before starting an unrelated task. Strictly managing the context window keeps the agent's memory focused, ensuring its suggestions remain accurate as your project grows.